Do you think that Eladio killed Umberto?
It might indicate why your doctor fled.
If all this has been clarified, then why did he come here?
Let me remind you that Umberto's death wasn't the only one, Father.
Oh, so Eladio is the killer we're searching for.
I fully grasp your desire to learn the truth, Father. I promise you that by sunrise, all your questions shall be answered.
How did you know that the key belongs to the cabinet?
Remember what you heard in the chapter hall. Eladio and Umberto were accomplices. Making a connection between the key and this cabinet would therefore be a logical conclusion, don't you think? Let's see what this piece of paper reveals to us.
What does it say?
It's the translation of a page from a book. Do you recall having seen a book recently from which a page had been torn out?
The one we saw in the library?
Precisely. Your book. The same one you brought as a gift from your father to the Order. And the same one our killer took along with him from the library archives.
And how do you know that it's a translation from my book?
Oh, I simply draw my conclusions. Everything seems to indicate that the killer tore out the sheet of paper to have it translated. But when he saw what was written on it, Umberto decided not to hand over the translation to our killer. In light of Umberto's refusal, and driven by uncontrollable fury, the killer decided it would be best to strangle Umberto and look for the page on his own, which he was unable to locate, as we see.
Why did Umberto give him the translation?
He was probably terrified by the consequences something like this might provoke. It's one thing to have been a thief, but it's quite another to be indifferent to the possibility of exterminating humanity. Listen, the conjurer must take into account that Berserk will not be content with merely entering our world, but that he would moreover take possession of that person's body in order to spread chaos. Sound familiar?
Oh.
Now we know why Umberto had to die. Let's take a look at that chest. Let's see. Impossible. It's locked. Let's go, Bruno.
Where to?
To see Nicholas. He's the only one here who's able to open the chest. I'm going to try to convince him to do it.
Open the chest? What for? The best thing would be to hand it over to the Holy Inquisition. We've already broken enough rules in the last few days. I don't want to be caught red-handed with a chest full of stolen valuables.
It could be that there's something in this chest that throws some light on the identity of our killer.
I don't think so.
You think anyone cares what you think? I told you to follow me. That's all there is to it.
No.
Bruno, you're about to earn a few strokes of the lash.
No, we've come this far, but not one step further. I've had enough of doing things that are rewarded by spending an eternity in hell. I want to go to heaven, Leonardo.
I beg your pardon? Did you just call me Leonardo?
Yes, I did. You've stopped being my master. A master doesn't force his novices to dig up dead people or be an accomplice to stealing a relic that the Holy Inquisition is after.
Isn't it clear to you that we're doing all this to get to the bottom of the truth?
To get to the bottom of the truth or to satisfy your ego? Everyone says you're a very wise monk, but as a monk you haven't devoted 1 second to prayer. And as a wise man, it seems to be much more important to you to put your talent on display than to serve God.
All right. As I've stopped being your master according to your own words, from now on you'll have to fend for yourself, Bruno.
I will.
What disappoints me thereby? What really disappoints me is that you haven't learned a thing in the process. Not one thing. Oh yes, stay right where you are, weeping like a little boy. If none of all this has matured you, nothing in the world is going to make you grow up.
Is desecrating graves part of becoming mature?
I promised your father that I'd make a man out of you. Come, Bruno, follow me. It's your last chance.
I won't do it.
As you like. Even if all I did for you was in vain, at least that won't be the case with this investigation. Goodbye, Bruno. A message on the stained scrap of paper. It says, "Come to the refectory." Oh my God! Nicholas!
I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here.
Do you need help, boy?
I'd need Eladio's help to corroborate this, but I believe he's been poisoned.
Well, well, well. What have we here?
Good heavens, Nicholas! Brother Leonardo, tell me right away what...
I'll explain it to you. Father Abbot, there is your killer.
What?
He conspired with his accomplice, Eladio of Thebes, to steal the cross of San Remigio and do away with any monk who crossed his path.
That's not true.
Ah, my poor novice. How easy it is to draw the tangled thread of a lie into the innocent minds of children.
But I was at his side the whole time.
Of course. You were there when he poisoned Umberto, weren't you?
Bruno, don't listen to him. You know.
The atrocities you were forced to witness, and perhaps commit as well. Isn't that how it was? Sinners who don't confess go to hell, my dear Bruno. To the eternal torment of hell. Tell me, Bruno, have you sinned?
He told me that it wasn't bad, that it was in order to find the killer. I didn't want to. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
There, my son. It's over and done with now. Leonardo de Toledo, I accuse you of murdering Umberto of Lyon, Godfried of Trentino, and Nicholas of York. And furthermore of being an accomplice to the death of Anselmo of France, as well as to the theft of the cross of San Remigio.
That's insane, Nazario. You can't accuse me without evidence.
Then I shall seek the evidence. We shall see. If I'm not mistaken, and I never am, this contains the potent venom with which you poisoned Umberto. And surely Nicholas too, just a short time ago.
That's not true. Nicholas was already dead when I got there.
Pray tell, why would Brother Leonardo want to kill 4 monks?
What is that? A tarot card? There you have your motive, Father Abbot. Heresy!
Yes, it's similar to the coloured drawing in the library.
You killed 4 monks as a sacrificial offering to the devil, and stole the cross together with your accomplices.
You don't understand the slightest thing. You're not even familiar with the facts.
I understand those of your bent only too well. Servants of Beelzebub, eager to destroy peace, to sow the seeds of chaos and annihilate the souls of righteous men. Oh, yes. I have seen many like you.
If I were a servant of the devil, I wouldn't be a monk. I'd be an inquisitor.
I have waited a long time for this, and now I have finally unmasked you. This very night we shall free his soul from the dungeon of sin. Prepare the pyre. Leonardo de Toledo, this court of justice has found you guilty of murder and theft. As monk and a servant of God, you have not only allied yourself with the devil, you have also attempted to corrupt the innocent soul of a boy who is destined to serve our Lord. You have incited the child to act as your accomplice in the course of all of your repugnant deeds. The boy's confession saved him. As for you, only the flames can save your soul. Have you anything to say on your behalf?